For us, it was a game of two halves defensively. We had focus on what Kimki was doing in the first half, but we still couldn't put the defensive possessions together. Like we knew what was happening, but we could still not stop it. It was a weird first half defensively, and then the guys came out with a tremendous focus on the defensive end and a tremendous will on the defensive end in the second half. And then by guarding better, things opened up offensively as well, as it goes so often in basketball, right? So I'm very happy. I congratulate our guys. I thought they did a very, very good job in the second half, and we'd go from there.
And now the questions from the fans who watched the game virtually at home.
Good evening, Coach.
Hey.
What did you tell in the halftime to the players that they came out so fired up?
This is a great setup and scenario for me to bring a heroic statement, that I said the right things at half, but I didn't say anything special. We talked about a couple of tactical things, and the bottom line was that the guys came out in the second half with a lot of pride, knowing that they can do it better, and they did. So I want to say it didn't have a lot to do with what I said.
Okay. And what led to such phenomenal Joffrey performance?
First of all, I want to say that him, like all the others, also did a much better job defensively in the second half. That's the first thing. The second thing, of course, offensively, he was good also in the first half already. What led to it? With Jojo, I want to say one thing. He works extremely hard from day one on, coming to Žalgiris. He has invested a lot into his craft. He works a lot and really prepares himself and puts extra efforts in, works a lot individually with our assistant coach Arne Voltmann. So whenever he has an offensive game like this, it's really well deserved on his end.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yoni?
Coach, you mentioned those defensive struggles in the first half. Can it be somehow explained?
Yoni, hey, what's up? The first thing for me is that Kimki is an extremely talented offensive team. The numbers show they shoot a lot of threes with a good percentage. They get to the free throw line a lot, and they have the third most assists in the EuroLeague. So we're talking about an extremely good offensive team with extremely high talent. And even with guys missing, they still have very good quality. So that's the first thing. We knew that we were up to a tough challenge on the defensive end. To be in detail, I thought the guys, in a nutshell, they knew what was coming, but then, didn't finish possessions all the way to the end. So how should I say, if you know what's coming, that's the one part of the story. The other part is still eventually getting the stop, and we were a little bit caught up in, okay, here is this, here is that, we know what's coming, and then it looked a little bit like we forgot to actually execute and get the stop in the end, and again, I thought they did a very good job in the second half.
Donate?
Hello, Coach. Talking about Jojo, could you bring us back to the preseason when you had first conversations with Geoffrey Laverne? Because he was coming to Kaunas after a tough time with Fenerbahce Istanbul, and it was very necessary to boost his morale, to boost his game, and to raise his stock again. So, what was your main idea of having him on Žalgiris team and trying to help him to bring him back to the previous point of his career?
Hey, Donate. First of all, it was Paulio's idea to bring him to Žalgiris, so I want to say that. And then when I took the job and Joe was there already, I was very happy because I knew Jojo from his great career that he's had so far. Knew him also from playing against him personally, like with the national team. The first thing that I did was gather information from NBA staffs on him, and then we studied him, so I know who he is and what he does, and then we led a conversation. We pretty quickly came to the conclusion that he would be a cornerstone, a big cornerstone for this team, if he brings certain things. And what I said before, from day one on, he took care that he works extremely professional. He took care that he gets extra work in every day with Coach Arne, and he just takes care of his craft. The other thing is that, and this is something that Yankee said early on about all new players that Žalgiris brought on, is that he fit in very well. He identifies with the club. He identifies with the country in certain ways. He, is very well informed about Lithuania. He traveled early on when the restrictions were not that tough yet, and went to Palanga earlier than everybody else, and went to Trakai earlier than everybody else. So he kind of took care of those things because he's a very interested guy, and I do think that plays a role. He's very accepted, very liked in the locker room, and I think that plays a role too. So again, very happy about his performance, very happy to have him on the team.
Jonai?
Coach, the team obviously is on the roll, 6 victories in a row. That's tied for the best record for the team. How close is the team to the one that you would like to see, and what do you see? How close is it to the thing that you want to see from them?
I said this previously before the game. We have been pretty steady offensively, and we have, improved defensively, and we want to keep improving defensively. And we've taken big steps, I believe, and we have to keep going. And it's never that you have something and then it's there and you'll always stay on that level. No, you have to work on your craft, and so we want to keep working on our craft and just get better in every aspect of our game, and then take it game by game. I know it sounds cliche, I know you guys don't want to hear that because it's boring, but it is really the truth, and there is no other chance to attack a long season, intense season with so many games other than that, so we keep working.
Edgarai?
Hello, Coach.
Hey.
In the second quarter, we had 11 points deficit, and how difficult it was to stay together and stick with game plan, especially when Jovic hit a 3-pointer from the half quarter.
It was. I think in a big picture not difficult, because in a big picture, because the group is together, the group is focused, etc., etc. Now, more detailed, it was challenging, and in phases we did not do it well. They played extremely well. Then they made really good and tough shots down the stretch in possessions late, which is devastating. And then we committed those mistakes. We took fouls when we were in team fouls. We gave them 4 and 1s in the first half. And those things we want to reduce, because those things are exactly the things that characterize staying together in that situation. You know, not being devastated because a shot goes in late over a hand, but being in the moment, in the next possession, and focusing, which then, you know, cannot be like fouling when we're in team fouls. So it was challenging, like in detail. Now overall, the group was together and focused, but in detail, it was challenging, definitely.
Donatai?
Coach, you're having a big trip to Russia the next week and facing big teams. You lost in the first round. And after winning 6 games in a row, in what ways do you feel better prepared for the upcoming challenge to be successful in Russia?
To be honest, I haven't thought about it because the next game is Pieno in LKL, and that's the next focus for us. What I do know, though, is that, Yankee has his newborn and they're coming home tomorrow. So Yankee has a couple of days with the newborn. That's a really nice story before we take off. You know, we were like, if the little girl would have come during the trip, that would have been like, bad. So I'm really happy about the timing. The little one did a pretty good job between games, So that's what I know. I think that's important for Yankee and for our group. But again, I haven't thought about that because Pieno is the next game.
Sivet, lažybos. Lošimo automatai. Ruletė. Neatsakingas lošimas gali sukelti priklausomybę.